Good afternoon and welcome to another afternoon at the Grow Up Conference in Niagara Falls. I'm Tammi Stanhop, Ontario editor of Hyde Canada Magazine, Psychedelic Magazine, and Europe Magazine. And I'm here today with...
Hi, I'm Dave MacAdam from Hyde Canada Magazine, the global editor, and we're sitting today with David Hyde. How's it going today, David?
Great, thanks, Dave. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So how's the Grow Up Conference going so far for you?
Yeah, it's great. It's the first kind of main conference back that I've been to in terms of Canadian cannabis, and I think it's been great. There's been a lot of people here, a lot of discussions happening, and after the first one back, I've been really impressed. Well organized, and lots of great networking and sessions have been phenomenal as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you were in Hyde Canada Magazine a few years back.
That's right. Yeah, lots of changes since then.
Lots
actually
of
for
changes.
me. Yeah,
so
definitely.
maybe catch up a little bit and what you've been up to since we last spoke with you.
Yeah, no, I'd love to update. I mean, I'm kind of one of the original consultants in the regulated space from 2013. Worked on a lot of different files over the years for license holders, both on the federal side and the retail side. So what we've done now more recently, we've kind of got two companies going. One's called Canna Navigators, and that's really brought all my old team back together where we do the licensing, the applications, and supporting license holders with due diligence and a lot of things around compliance, regulatory and licensing, security, etc. And then our second company is Hyde Advisory, and the Hyde Advisory, kind of built around my name a little bit, is really helping people to solve problems that are most prevalent today. I've always kind of tried to be a problem solver in the industry, and the problems have changed. The problem now is people having access to capital issues. They can't really afford to have the operation go into growth. The capital is going to dry up a little bit in the industry, so there's a lot of those kind of challenges. So we're working with a lot of different companies, whether it's license holders or retailers, and helping them to differentiate, figure out how can they excel in what they do, how can we help them to get financing. If they want to sell their business, we'll help them to sell their business or to buy an LP, and all of those things in that kind of general consolidation space right now.
Absolutely, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you're basically helping a lot of people out there navigate what's going on.
Yeah, and that's really hence the name Canna Navigators.
Yes.
You know, I mean, we need to help folks with the licensing side. That's always been a challenge. Health Canada stuff's pretty complex,
Absolutely.
the regulations. There's not as many applications today as there used to be, so that's not keeping us fully busy. So I'm pretty entrepreneurial and still want to be busy and engaged. I just saw a need in the industry for someone to go in and help people figure out this really tricky proposition of when they are finding it difficult to navigate the path to profitability.
Absolutely.
It is really
It's still
difficult.
new, it's
It
very-
looks easy,
yes.
and you look from the outside, oh, I could do this. When you get in there and just see the complexity of cultivation, the complexity of sales, and the restrictions on the regulatory side, all these things, it's really, really tough. So we're just, us, and then we have great partners, other consultants that we work with that specialize in all these other areas. So we really bring a unified front and can help small to large in solving these kind of tricky issues of today.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
And where do you see any new companies in the future, any new directions? Are you going to stick in the same?
Yeah, I think we'll stick in the same. We are actually working on a few special projects that we think is kind of maybe where things are going, and we're going to try to be a little ahead of the curve. A bit early to discuss those too much, but we're always looking ahead and trying to
Absolutely.
figure out, where things are going. But really, I think to me, one of the big things that I think is needed here right now in the industry is political activation and advocacy. And I think what we've done here is the big cannabis companies aren't doing as well as they were. They're losing market share. That's a reality. There's smaller, nimbler companies. Some of them are doing well, but we all have problems. It's tricky out there. So the only way that we can make this work and we can get government attention to wind the regulations back a little bit, we can get the taxation sorted out, because paying tax on medical cannabis is complete insanity.
It's
Yes.
ridiculous.
And the excise tax rates, I mean, these LPs spend 30% of their top line revenue on taxation and government fees.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
That's right.
So you look at the dairy industry, let's say, they have a huge government lobby. Industry is way smaller. Cannabis industry has a huge economic clout and no voice almost.
Absolutely, yeah.
So this is what I think I'm really called to action for now. And in every conversation, we had a presentation at the Go Up earlier, and that's a call to action that we're giving. I'm giving people and all my colleagues and friends. we all need to come together.
Absolutely.
It's not competition when we're trying to improve the industry.
Absolutely, all around, in all levels, in all
Exactly,
areas,
yeah.
make it easier for everybody, a little more accessible for
Yeah,
everybody.
we can all still compete on an even playing field.
Absolutely.
But we can also band together when it comes to lobbying the government to reduce the taxes
100%.
and to reduce the regulations a bit and make it just more amenable for us to have a profitable industry, which
Absolutely.
we don't fully have right now.
Correct, because it's there, we all
Yeah,
know
it's,
that
it's there for the taking, but unfortunately, there are some restrictions in place right now, and only the loud voices and a unified voice in our industry is going to help to deal with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I believe you guys won the award last night, right? For
Yeah,
the
yeah, actually, we
Vanguard?
won. It's a bit of a throwback. We won the Security
That's right,
Company of the
Security
Year.
Vanguard.
That's my star. Like, I'm a
Yes.
security professional back from 20 odd
Absolutely.
years ago and came through the ranks and working on those projects and terrorism and all
Oh,
a range
yeah.
of things. But now, since joining the cannabis industry, I started in security
Mm-hmm.
the first few years, and then I just saw that wasn't going to be enough. So I learned more about the licensing, the compliance, and I built teams around solving problems in all of those tricky areas that people need specialized advice for. And so that's but security has always been kind of close to my
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
And we do still do a lot of security work, and they were kind to nominate us, and we
Yes.
got,
Yeah,
we
it was
got
awesome.
that award. It was
Yeah,
very cool.
congratulations.
Yeah,
It was
thank you
super
so much.
awesome.
Yeah, it's really
And
nice.
tonight, I believe you guys are sponsoring a party?
Yeah, there's a networking party at the Skylon Tower in Niagara Falls tonight at 8 p.m. We've known Randy and Neil and the Grow Up organizers for a long time. They're great folk. They really care about the industry.
Absolutely.
And this is the first conference back, and we just felt that we had to support and had to be here. We have a whole team here walking the floor, very engaged and tweeting everything and rallying the troops around this conference. But we wanted to also kind of put our money where our mouth is a little bit and be a nice sponsor for the main networking party.
Absolutely.
So we're very proud to do that in partnership with Grow Up. And it's going to be a great time. We've got a DJ, we've got some more d'oeuvres being served. Anyone's coming
I like
who's
snacks.
here. So you guys come, everyone
I'm
come
looking
if you're
forward
around.
It's all about snacks.
Please come. And the snacks, always snacks.
Always snacks.
absolutely.
Snacks are key.
And I
to
think
this.
that you're hitting the nail on the head because the cannabis culture, the people involved with the extent that the reach that it has, we could actually, if you're correct, if we joined all together in the same tribe, shall we call it,
Yep.
the political clout that we could have and the spending power that we have.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's very significant, Dave, I agree. And I think the one thing that's missed too is, in the old days, there was that rub between the legacy market and the regulated market. And I understand, the legacy market was kind of pushed away a little bit by the original regulations. Hard to get security clearance, hard to raise funds and things. But that's changed. The legacy market, look out there, there's legacy brands that are
Yes.
doing really well in
Yes.
on the OCS shelves. There are legacy growers that are the top growers in the country. So the legacy market now has come into the regulated space in many respects. And now we can all really be one, and we can all have a single voice. So there's no more of the legacy market saying, oh, it's corporate weed,
Yeah.
we're not part of it. That's not true anymore. There
No.
is a path for everybody here.
That's
We
right.
work with a lot of legacy people, and my
That's right.
favorite projects, frankly, often. And they have a role here too. And if we put our voices together and go through, groups like Cannabis Council Canada, Normal,
Yes.
C45 for the quality, put our voices through those unified fronts. This is where we need to go now to really improve things.
Absolutely. I think that's a great.
Yes, we can make positive change.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's within our grasp.
So
for sure.
important, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's time.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
time.
high time.
It's totally high time. I love
It's high
that.
time.
It's high
Yes.
time. On that high note, thank you for joining
My
us
pleasure.
today. We definitely will see you later for snacks.
Please.
I'm sure there's other things, but again, I'm snack oriented, so snacks it is later.
We'll take
And it
care
was
of you.
great to
Don't
talk
worry.
with you again,
Yeah,
David.
thank you.
Can't wait to
Good
talk
to
to you in a couple years and see where you're at again.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely good to.
And thank you
keep
for
up.
all the information. It's been very informative.
Anytime, guys. My
Okay.
pleasure. Thanks
Thank
for what you do.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.